Yeah, welcome to my new tutorial. This tutorial is about the CSS background property. I will not cover all about the background property in general. There are several documentations in the internet about it. I will give you some hints in the notes, some links as well. So in this video we will mainly focus on the background attachment property, the background size property, and the background position property. In the end, we will have as an example, we will have a page which will have a fixed background and a scrollable div container in it. So that you can scroll the div container over a fixed background. It looks like you're scrolling a piece of paper over a table. The table is fixed, but the piece of paper is movable. So let's get started. As always, I'm using JS Bin to show you in a good visible way what is happening actually. So we are just making a div container here and gives the div container an ID of, let's say, 1, and we will fill this div container with some text. I prepared some blind text here, and you see it's just a paragraph with some heading here, an H1 heading. We will make it a bit more so that you can scroll later on and see what is actually happening. So that's actually all about the HTML, and we can directly go to the CSS and first give the div container some style. Excuse me, so it's 1. So we try to keep it as simple as possible, as this is not actually our topic here. We give it a width of 250 pixels, for example, a background color of light gray, an opacity that we can see a bit the background behind it and can see what will happen, of 1.7. So as well a margin to make it a bit pretty. Let's make it in the top and the bottom 10 pixels, and let's center it with auto. Then a padding, that the text is not directly at the borders. Yeah, and actually that's all about it. Well, so let's add some spicy background to it. We will make this over the HTML. As with the HTML container, we will always focus on the whole window, so the whole width of the window. The body is not always like that. So we make the HTML here as well explicitly 100%, and a height as well of 100%, and add some background. I will take here some blind background from Place Kitten. You can get their backgrounds from any kind of size. So we will take the URL to, it's kind of easy, http://placekitten.com, and we will take a 200 pixel Okay, excuse me, I just needed to fix my internet connection here. So we made an URL from Place Kitten. It doesn't matter, you can take here, of course, every kind of picture. It doesn't have to be such a techie pictures here, like with the kittens. But I guess that doesn't matter at all. So we are taking here 200 pixels and 200 pixels in width, a picture, and now, as we can see, when we are scrolling down here, the whole pictures are scrolling with it. We are having a lot of small pictures here in the background. It doesn't look in any way professional. It's more like a wallpaper, a bad made wallpaper. So, what can we do first? First of all, we want to make this background fixed so that when we are scrolling down here, just the div container is scrolling and not the background. This is kind of easy to get just by the background attachment property, which is normally at scroll. So we are having this, the background is scrolling, and we can change that easily to fixed. And as you can see now already the background is fixed, but the div container is scrolling, so it looks quite much better now. Now let's try to fix all these little pictures what we are having here. For that we will use the background size property. Background size property. The background size property just has some keywords as cover, auto or contain, but we can use it as well like with specifically pixels. So 100 pixels, 50 pixels, so this was giving the picture, the background picture, a size of 100 pixels in width and 50 pixels in the height. We can make it as well very big, so you can see it's totally out of ratio now. But you're having full control over that through this pixels, or as well you can use percentages. So you can use like the auto here, which will keep the aspect ratio, but still you're having a lot of small pictures here. Alternatively, you can use contain, which will keep the ratio as well, but makes the picture as large as possible and covers it fully in this shape. So you see the picture is now in its ratio as large as possible, but it's not quite what we actually want. We will use cover. So with this cover we are having now the full page picture, which is still in ratio and covers the whole area of the window. So as you can see now, it looks quite much better now. We are having still this scrolling div container, the fixed background, which is even like responsive because it's always covering the whole window. Yeah, and that's actually what we wanted to achieve. So in the final end, we want to make sure, I just want to show you what you can do with a, if you have, for example, a picture, if you don't use this size here at all, so you have a 200 pixels and 200 pixels picture, and you want it just to center it at once, so one time it is appearing in the center of the page. So for that you need to make background repeat, no repeat. So it's already saying it fully, so you have now one picture of it and not several of them like we had it. And now you make background position. The background position property gives you the full possibilities to position this picture now on the window. So very easy is to make it just center. So you see it's now in the center. You can make it as well through percentages. So center is equal to 50% and 50%. If you give it, for example, 100% here, so it's like fully at the bottom, or at 25%, so it's just like at a quarter of the top. And you can make this as well, like with keywords, top, this is of course bullshit, so top right or top left, and so on, so on. So, but with center, you are getting the picture in the middle of the window. Yeah, actually that's all about it. Of course there's a lot of more to say about it, but I hope I get you some little hints how to use this background property. There are as well possibilities to use it in one line, so you don't have to make here these different properties in a row. So if you have any questions or you want to know some more CSS properties specifically, just give me a hint in the comments, and yeah, we will see you in the next tutorial. Goodbye!